And it's not even troops. It's served in the military. So I assume it just means like vets, chuds. You want to know why they did that? Because it's actually deeply unpopular amongst the independents. It's deeply unpopular amongst the Democrats. It's only popular amongst the Republicans. So they don't want to show it like that. So they're like, well, troops like it. Oh, okay. If the troops like it, it's fine then. If veterans like it, that must mean it's good.
I don't think it's an appropriate question. You know, I'm not going to answer it. Could there be? Possible, for very good reason. Have to be very good reason. And I would say if we ever did that, they would be so decimated that they wouldn't be able to fight at the ground level.
Welcome back. That's President Trump yesterday on Air Force.
Look at our asses, dog. God damn, dude. God damn. And they're still cooking. It's like, look. Even if you've been told your whole life, you know, Iran is a country led by like barbaric monsters or whatever, you got to kind of look at them as the underdog here, right? Like it's just impossible not to. Yeah, they're defending the homeland of Israel. Yeah, watch your tax dollars light on fire. Is that all of our fleet? No, it's like around, I think it's like 60%. If we have, for example, right now in this region, we only have 2 aircraft carriers. We're bringing in a third. America has 13 aircraft carriers. Okay? 13. But as far as like our naval assets goes, I think maybe it's not 60%. It's probably 50%. It is quite literally why you don't have, we're down to 10 active. Okay. Sorry. Well, what are we talking about with respect to like inactive? Is it just like decommissioned, or is the poop machine broken? Because that technically that one of them is not fully functional. Its toilets are busted, but they're still there. You know, it's just full of poop. Oh, dry dock.
On whether he would send ground troops to Iran, as the president appears reluctant to do so, but could not rule it out. The war in Iran has been fought largely by remote, including air power, such as...
The Nimitz has been scheduled for demolition. It's 50 years old. It's done for. I was on it.
Stealth F-35s and long-range missiles and kamikaze drones, cyber and intelligence meant to destroy Iran's military systems from the air rather than occupying territory. The president met with defense contractors on the White House on Friday, prodding them to pick up the pace of production, as the war is estimated to cost up to $1 billion a day, with the first 100 hours alone costing $3.7 billion because of the intensity of those missile strikes and air operations. Now, sources tell me to expect the Pentagon to request a defense supplemental package of up to $50 billion in the coming days and weeks. Joining me now in the Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, the chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, which shapes the overall spending, as well as a member of the Appropriations Committee, which decides how money is actually spent. Senator, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I think it should all go to Israel. The end. Listen, Maria, now you might consider me to be controversial for saying this, but I think all of our tax dollars should go directly to Israel.
And I want to get your take on all of this. $1 billion a day. Oil prices up 27% in a week. You've got the president wanting a $1.5 trillion defense budget in 27. The idea that the Pentagon is about to come to you for $50 billion on these strikes to Iran. How are you going to answer?
Best money ever spent. Was it worth to America to take down a...
Okay, I was joking, but he literally did do that. That's crazy. I was just joking. God damn. Okay, go on, King.
Nazi regime who's trying to build a nuclear weapon to deliver to America. That's a really good investment. They're going to fall. It's not if the regime falls, it's a matter of when. And you didn't mention today, and nobody has, quite frankly, we now know they had enough 60% enriched uranium to make 11. What's that worth to America to make sure they don't have 11? All of this money is to make sure they never go nuclear, they can't hit us with ballistic missiles, and they stop terrorizing the region. When this regime goes down, we're going to have a new Mideast. We're going to make a ton of money. Nobody will threaten the Straits of Hormuz again. But Donald J. Trump, chaos. Witkoff, the negotiator, was told by the Iranians openly that they have stockpiled enough 60% enriched uranium, 460 kilograms, to make 11. Thank God Trump did this. Can you imagine a year from now? What would it cost America if Iran had 11 nuclear to threaten us? They would hold us hostage. We would be held hostage in perpetuity by this terrorist regime. So the money we're spending is a good investment to take down a regime that's been the largest state sponsor of terrorism, has got American blood on its hands, and when this regime falls, it's not if, when. We're going to...
I don't think this is convincing. If I'm a Trump cultist and I hear this dickhead talk like this, I'm gonna be like, I'm feeling a little bit differently about the whole process now. I'm getting cold feet. Cause like, they just want to hear Big Daddy say it's good. That's all they care about. I don't think Lindsey Graham is making a good argument here for dumbass Americans to get on board with this shit. But what do I know? I always thought that I understood how hogs move, but they've shocked me even with how much worse they can get.
Gateway to peace, and the next thing that will happen is Saudi Arabia will recognize Israel, and that will be the biggest change in 2,000 years in the Mideast, and Donald J. Trump is the man to make it all happen. He's the first president in 47 years to call the question on the Iranian regime. They're religious Nazis. We negotiated with them. They would not give up their enriched uranium.
You're the most popular news article on Breitbart? Wait, what? What did I do that's on Breitbart? What did I do now that they're coming after me for? Breitbart? Does anybody even look at Breitbart anymore? Hasan Piker articles. Just make drones. Leftist streamer Hasan Piker gives advice to suicide in his audience. That's awesome. 500 let's see. Can we see the comments? Why hasn't he been arrested yet? Or like drone. Deport him and then drone him. We are going to get a great job flushing the terrorists versus pedos, Satanists out of the woodwork, but then nothing happens. Paging Dr. Bondi. Same thing for companies that hire illegals. Why haven't they been punished? Steve Witkoff said that everyone gets attention on this way and away from how much they absolutely look out of Ukraine last night. That now that no one's focused on Ukraine, Russia has ramped up destruction of every part of Ukraine. Absolutely everywhere. Over 450 plus drones, long-range missiles launched into major cities. Yeah, I mean, I told you that this was like... going to be very beneficial for Russia. It's not only are they going to escalate their attacks, but then they also literally will be the single. They now all these countries have to go back to Russia for oil and gas. India listened to Trump's demands and restricted the amount of oil that they were getting from Russia. I mean, they didn't completely cut it off, obviously, but now they're totally on board once again. Hasan Piker was a fat nerd in high school. Now he's a gay, middle-aged Jew hater who hangs out on kids' video game social networks trying to convert them to communism. I'm pretty sure it's been a downhill roll. The Breitbart audience, I'm actually kind of surprised, like, say stuff like Jew hater, because I feel like if they genuinely thought I hated Jews, I thought the Breitbart audience would be, like, kind of on board with that. It's kind of shocking. Yeah, I would get all my money from the Young Turks. Now I get all my money from you guys. Biden versus Trump.
About your thoughts and opinions on all matters. So tell us what your priorities are. We actually care.
Okay, great. Yeah, healthcare,
Pass.
Cheaper college,
Pass.
Cheaper housing.
Okay, pass.
Okay, can we stop doing wars? I feel like that's a broadly popular opinion. Like war is bad.
We can work with that. Hey, how about this? We'll pull our troops out of Afghanistan.
Wait, how long were we in Afghanistan?
Boom! Just like that, we're out of there.
Yeah, that's great.
We fixed war. Done with that crap.
Okay, but then let's actually stop the wars, right?
Wow.
What did I say?
You don't think Israel should be able to defend itself?
I'm saying let's stop letting them do a genocide.
What? Sorry, I'm in a tunnel.
We're letting this happen.
What?
This
I'm
is
having trouble hearing you.
We're letting this happen.
Tom, that's a great idea. Lunch? Tom, lunch?
I'm against people getting killed.
This sounds to me like Russian talking points, and I don't blame you, but where do you get your news from?
I'm against people getting killed.
Where you actually say
Nothing.
Right, let's unpack what the term war even means, like historically in a broader context. What even is war? Oh, that's my time. You've been a great crowd. Thanks, everyone. What's the deal with the old pro-war administration, huh?
I don't know.
We're not into that shit.
What?
Let's go to military engagement with Iran.
Go to what?
Military engagement with Iran.
Sounds like you're just trying to avoid saying.
Ah,
sounds like you're trying.
no,
Sounds like you're trying to avoid saying war.
We're not avoiding it. That's why we changed the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of Military Engagement. Sorry, we actually changed it to the Department of War.
I thought you guys were all anti-war.
No, we're anti-forever war. We're pro-short, cool, snappy wars. Boom, boom, boom. Did you know when the Civil War started, everyone thought it would take a couple of weeks, and as far as I know, it did. Just like our war with Iran. Sorry, military engagement.
Well, I think that is bad. I am against that.
Oh, cock,
What?
pussy.
Okay.
You wish we had the old trans-estrogen Pentagon military, don't you? You want woke helicopters and soy latte rocket launchers. I mean, come on. We're doing war the old-fashioned way, and I don't give a F what your opinion is about it.
Okay.
Please give us $40 trillion.
Yeah, but you see, you're a libtard, so you don't understand. We're doing war the anti-gay way. All the previous times we deployed like Agent Orange, Napalm, that was gay and woke. That's why we lost those wars. When we did Abu Ghraib and we were just like literally raping Iraqi prisoners, that was actually woke. We were wokely doing that. Now we're finally doing anti-woke, where we're just saying slurs while we drop the same exact bombs, I guess, which is different. We're also saying slurs in the process. And this will actually hurt way harder. This memo from last week, White House memo to congressional Republicans tries to address concerns about being at war with Iran, saying, oh yeah, Trump, dude, it is literally, this is so Russia. Special military, announced major combat operations against Iran. Special military operation that will last only 4 days. Guys, you don't understand. It's just, we're in Tehran in like 4 days. It's fine.
Would not pledge to stop making weapons that could hit America. They still fund the proxies. When this regime falls, there'll be no money for Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis. What is that worth? So the money we're spending to take this regime down.
Like nothing to me. I don't care. I'm pretty sure nothing to most people, because you guys didn't even do a good enough job of like explaining why these guys are bad. And unironically kind of showed the world why they were fighting because of Israel. Like, it's been 2.5 fucking years, about to be 3 years, dude. At this point, what do you want? You want 99% of Americans to be against it? I mean, no Republican's going to be fully against it, but like, what are we doing? Look, I have obviously always been much more understanding of why militant resistance groups form in the face of Western imperialism. But I never in my life thought that I would have a fucking community of like 40,000 people literally watching chaos unfold in Iran. And there are so few people in here who are questioning what I have to say about the IRGC. That is because of Gaza, okay? That's it. Many of you, if you think back, many of you 3 years ago, if I were to explain to you why Iran should have nukes or Iran has a right to defend itself, many of you be like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? They're like barbaric monsters. They're doing maximum Islam, I've heard. And you would be liberally defending military occupation and bombing of Iran. Now you get it. You fucking understand it. The reason why you understand it is not because you're a bunch of selfish Americans who only care about the oil prices, although many Americans only care about it from that angle, but you understand why people would fucking fight for sovereignty and dignity. Why people want to avoid turning into fucking Gaza and who they're fighting against. That's it.
It's going to make us safer. It's going to keep them from having nuclear capability down the road, and we will have a new Mideast where we make money. But it ain't about money today. It's about 6 Americans who died in the defense of our country. Now, to our Arab friends, you're being...
Why? Why did they die? They were there already. Why? Why'd they die? Because you got literally primed by agents of Israel. You got notes from agents of Israel on how to better convince Donald Trump. And then Donald Trump followed along with Israel's agenda. And now it's actually not 6, it's 7. It's probably far higher than that. We don't know the true numbers. It's not going to stop at 7. Let's be real. Now, American soldiers are dead because of Israel's ambitions in the region.
Two, has any Arab country struck Iran? Now, if you want a treaty with the United States, you need to get in this fight. Now, America's not going to the Mideast just to fight alone. So I'm urging our Arab allies to fight back. You're being hit too. So how does this end? It ends with victory. Donald J. Trump is going to bring this regime down. It's going to be replaced by something more friendly to the United States. It's going to open up the biggest deal in 2000.
Google this. How many Israelis died in the Iraq war? What do you mean? 0. How many Israelis will die in this process? Also fucking 0. Unless they strike one of the fighter jets. Israel is not going to commit troops, okay? They only commit troops to dumb fuck bullshit, like getting trying to recover the buried body of a dude that died like 41 fucking years ago against the wishes of the widow, okay? Literally for no reason, and like killing 41 Lebanese villagers in the process, and then losing a fucking helicopter and losing a bunch of troops. That's the only time Israelis die, when they're doing some fuck shit like that nobody asked for and nobody understands why they're doing it. It's so crazy. It actually is so like, God, Israel's such a fucking stupid ass country, man. They're so dumb. They're so crazy. They're so insane. They literally are a Nazi nation. And you can see, like, this is exactly the type of shit that you read about the Nazis. And you're like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. Like, why do they do this thing, right? Where you're like, oh, they believe in, like, some kind of totally psychotic, esoteric bullshit about the superiority of their genes, and it means a lot to them. So they had to recover the fucking bones against the wishes of the wife, by the way. Like, the family of this, the Israeli soldier that was buried in Lebanon was like, don't do that. Please don't try to recover the body. It's fine. It's okay. And Israel was like, I'm sorry, what? No, you meant go ahead, right? You meant do a special military operation amidst Hezbollah bombing campaigns, okay, by using Lebanese military, using the vehicles of the Lebanese military to go in and make it seem like we're actually the Lebanese military extracting or engaging in, like, the digging of graves here, and then get fucking ambushed by Hezbollah. It's just so weird to do that. I don't know. Don't you have other shit to worry about? Like, why are you using special forces for this? I genuinely don't understand it. Yeah, they got killed, dude. 2 Israeli soldiers were killed by Hezbollah in southern Lebanon. Initial reports indicate they were operating a D9 bulldozer when it was hit by an anti-tanker mortar fire. This is another 2 soldiers that got smoked. Another two Nazis that got fucking smoked in Lebanon. Also, Al-Mayadeen is citing a source in the Islamic resistance. An Israeli helicopter was hit during a confrontation in eastern border region with Syria. Hearing lots of rumors, waiting to confirm further info. So, Feynor's Jewel, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. I'm supposed to believe this is necessary so women can wear their hair out in public. I mean, that's also fucking bullshit anyway. Al-Manar TV correspondent, the Islamic resistance managed to shoot down an Israeli helicopter in the Al-Sharqiya region in the Nabu Shuaib Desert. Code citing cellular websites. A serious security incident has occurred in the north, which is being kept under censorship. Ain't no fucking way. Cuck Tapper defending Israel? Oh, hell yeah. Let's hear what he has to say. Oh, this is awesome. He's such a fucking piece of shit.
It's reportedly weighing Congress to approve an additional $50 billion in funding for these operations. You have said you're a hell no, not just a no, on funding the war. We have seen this movie before. We know that that vote will be cast as, especially if you run for higher office, you voting against the troops.
Oh, come on. I mean, the American people don't want this war. They don't want this war. They have seen what happens when American troops go into places.
Terrible. Thanks, Jake.
Places like Iraq, places like Afghanistan. Ultimately, we get a lot of people killed. We waste a lot of dollars. The one thing the American people are clear about is that they do not want the United States dragged into another long-term war in the Middle East. If you support the troops, then you should be voting against funding this war so that we get our troops out of harm's way. Virtually nothing good happened from sending thousands of Americans to die inside Iraq in the 2000s. And if we don't learn that lesson, then shame on every single one of us.
So
Gravity, thank you for trying to give to. What the fuck? Why y'all peppering me with gifted subs?
the administration
Send Jake Tapper. Send Jake Tapper. I think this line is more politically popular with his brace than he wanted it to. It's extraordinary that people close to Trump admit these things to the media, even on background, basically saying that Netanyahu maneuvered him into war. Some of us broke mofos need these gifted subs. Hell yeah.
Years where Saudi Arabia and Israel not only recognize each other, they will do business. Trump's a man of peace and business. Finally, Venezuela and Iran have 31% of the world's oil reserves. We're going to have a partnership with 31% of the known reserves. This is China's nightmare. This is a good investment. And we should applaud our men and women in the military who are doing something I've never seen done before, decimating a brutal enemy in 9 days.
Really great points all around, Senator.
Tomorrow, decimating a brutal enemy in 10 days. A month out, decimating a brutal enemy in 38 days. What is this? Another Wow Mouth? This motherfucker's making videos like crazy now. What's that?
Where to start? Number one, how are you going to better secure the Strait of Hormuz so that we don't see more spikes in the price of oil? Number two, are you telling us you want the United Arab Emirates and the Saudis to lash out and strike Iran right now?
I want them to get in the fight. We sell them weapons. Iran is striking their country.
Impact in Tel Aviv? Oh, no. I don't get it. I thought their capabilities were deteriorated. I just don't understand. Did you cover the story of the Kurds that refused to fight compounds being attacked the same night military helicopter landed? Oh, are they punishing the Kurds? I think Trump literally said he would, right? This dude sucks. What the fuck?
How you doing? Got a microphone, do you? Hello, do you got a microphone? No microphone. Dang, nabbit, Bobby.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, fine. Oh, you got one. Oh, well, thank you for responding. How you doing today?
That's good.
That's awesome. Having a little Fortnite game before school?
I don't have school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm homeschooled.
Oh, well, that's cool. I homeschool my kids, so I know all about it. But you're already done with the homeschooling then? Or you're just taking a break?
I did all my work.
That's awesome. Good job. What grade you in?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just do my work and get it over with.
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
This is not Burnt Peanut. This is Dr. Chud, whose address was doxed, and now everybody fucking the meta is just constantly saying what his address is. It's crazy. I've seen so many viral posts. Yeah, this is another peanut. Dude, the funniest one though is like when his address first gets leaked, this image lives in my mind permanently. I don't want to like show you the video because like the video just straight up says his address and I don't want to like dox him any further, but like this right here. Yeah, look. When you say something so peanut phobic, you just got to hit him with a chud stare. If you watch you should watch the original video because there's something so funny about his fucking super face. And you can see the fear in his eyes where he just looks at the camera like, oh fuck. And then he just says his wife's name. He's like, if that's not where you live, that's where your wife lives. We're here with the address edited out.
I can already
Like how you like.
Wait, does this actually have the address edited out? Hold on.
You live at 41 Berlin Drive.
Okay, it's not like super edited out. I mean, it's not very well. It's not edited very well. I don't want to play it. I don't want to risk getting fucking banned. Anytime fucking Twitch gets a lot of requests to ban Asmongold, he fucking turns around, like Twitch turns around and bans me instead, okay? So I don't want to fuck around.
I just do it and get it over with. I move on with my life. So I can play some Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's right.
Best part.
Oh, what do you want
This guy should not be allowed to talk to children.
to do when you grow up? You got any ideas?
A fireman for a
Ooh.
SWAT team.
Ooh, that's cool. Maybe we could work for ICE.
What's that?
Immigration Customs and Enforcement.
Oh.
Yeah, they round up all the illegal aliens and send them back to undocumented workers and send them back to, That means that when they entered the country illegally, they find them, arrest them, deport them, so they can come back into the country legally.
Ooh, so
Yeah.
people be illegal.
Yeah. I guess it's not proper to say illegal aliens anymore. I don't know the proper lingo, I guess. That's what they used to be called. And it's not that they're bad people or nothing. No, this country's built on immigrants. It's just they say to come into the country legally the right way. Of course we want immigrants in the country. We're made from immigrants, right? Immigrants is a good thing. No, but yeah, it's another form of law enforcement. Like you said, for the SWAT team or the firefighter, it's like the cops for, it's like border patrol, but for the nation,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a fucking weirdo, bro. Kids used to watch Annoying Orange and now they watch IDF Peanut. Also, I mean, he was like weirdly woke while also trying to tell this like very clearly a homeschooled child, trying to groom a homeschooled child into joining ICE, but doing it wokely. But yeah, I love this when the panic sets in. Just go watch the OG video. It's really funny.
Good capability. About the Strait of Hormuz, what if they're...
He's trying to avoid the racism allegations, which is also why he rebranded. He kept saying the N-word. Wait, what? As a peanut? He was just like, he's like fake Texas. He's fake Texan. He's not actually from Texas. But he acts like he is when we know where he's actually from. You know what I mean? We know where he's actually from.
What if the regime fell? Then you never had anybody in Iran in the future that wants to close the strait. What if you had Iran with people who don't want to build a nuclear weapon to kill us all? What if you had Iran in the future that doesn't support Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis? That's where we're headed. Donald J. Trump is going to bring this terrorist regime down. We're going to have partners in Iran, and we're going to open up a gateway to peace. This won't fix itself. Every other president has talked about doing it. President Trump is in the process of doing it. They're going to lose, and we're going to win.
All
Israel
right,
and the United States, you just wait to see what comes in the next 2 weeks.
The next 2 weeks, meaning what?
We're going to blow the hell out of these people. This regime is in a death row now. It is going to be on its knees. It's going to fall. And when it falls, we're going to have peace like no other time. We're going to have prosperity unlike.
It's so funny that these guys are like, they say death to America and then turn around and say this.
Anyone could ever imagine. Peace brings prosperity. You can't do it by talking. The Democrats criticize this operation. They didn't do a damn thing. These men and women in the military should make us all proud.
And they have already. Number 3, real quick, are you going to support the president's request for $1.5 trillion budget defense in 27? And will you respond yes to a potential supplemental defense package of $50 billion from the Pentagon?
Yes to both. We need it. We want the strongest military to end the wars quickly. Look what we're doing here. We've lost 6 soldiers. God bless them. We're devastating
The Economist for some reason? What? Increasingly, over the course of the 3 decades, Ali Khamenei knew that he was personally in the great Satan's sights. This did not daunt him. He felt always that he had divine rights on his side. What the fuck? The Economist went crazy. That's crazy. It's just so funny because he's so fucking, he was so old that's his move. Having the paper in one hand and going like this while delivering speeches. Yeah. Unlike the actual aura farmers, the Gulf leadership flipping their phones in slow motion while walking. That's what we need to see more of. I bet he would not be able to fucking flip his phone like that one Emirati.
I'm not looking for a fair fight. If we get in a fight, I want to win it. I want to
Hasan, please, you promise? I did not promise watching a fucking Dr. Witnesser burnt peanut video.
Quick. I'm in Miami. You see this hat? Free Cuba. Stay tuned. The liberation of Cuba is upon us. It's just a matter of time now. You see this hat? Make Iran great. President Trump said the only way to make Iran great is for the people to take over. We're marching through the world. We're cleaning out the bad guys. We're going to have relationships with new people that will make us prosperous and safe. I've never seen anybody like it. This is Ronald Reagan plus. Donald Trump is resetting the world in a way nobody could have dreamed of a year ago. He is the greatest commander-in-chief of all time. Our military is the best of all time. Iran is going down, and Cuba is next.
All right. Well, we'll be watching what's next on Cuba for sure. Got a lot of.
Why do you kind of look like him? Both have big ears, no upper lip, and eye bags. Why are you fucking coming after my soul right now? That's crazy. You just compared me to the great Satan. Jesus Christ.
I want to take a closer look at what the American public is thinking about what's going on.
Holy Toledo.
In Iran. With us now, CNN chief data analyst Harry Etten. Harry, what are you seeing?
Holy Toledo.
Yes, John. Look, we've gotten a bunch of polling back since the U.S. military started its most recent action against Iran. And you know what? It's a bit of a confusing picture. It doesn't seem like one at first, but it's a bit of a confusing polling picture. Let's just take a look right now at the overall average of polls. Okay, view of U.S. military action in Iran. And you take an average of CNN, Fox, Ipsos, and NBC polls. What you see here is you see that the clear majority of Americans disapprove of the action. We're talking about 51% of Americans disapprove, just 40% approve. And I should note all these polls came in between February 28th. They started on February 28th and then ended by March 3. Now, you see this 11-point split, but this actually hides some major disagreements between the different polls. Why do I say that? Take a look here. Okay, this is the net approval rating. That's the approval rating minus the disapproval rating. And this is the net approval rating for U.S. military action in Iran. Look at this. CNN, our own CNN poll, shows that the net approval rating is minus 18 points. Very similar to the Ipsos polling at minus 16 points. But then all of a sudden you see the NBC News polling, and look at this. You see it at minus 11 points, getting a little bit more popular. And then you'll look at the latest Fox News poll, and that's a split, a dead even split at 0 points. So yes, on average, the polling is showing that the move isn't popular, but that actually hides major disagreements between the polling. And I should note the polling questions pretty similar and all conducted at about the same time. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but there's another reason why, John, you should take these initial numbers with a grain of salt, because I want to go back to the June airstrikes, right? Net approval rating, U.S. military action in Iran after the June airstrikes. Initially in late June, look at this, underwater at minus 8 points. But by July, look at that. After the military option was deemed successful, it became much more popular. Now, we're just going to have to wait and see with this current military action in Iran, how exactly the polling shifts. But right now, I would really take the numbers with a grain of salt, keeping in mind that there's big polling disagreement and the numbers may change down the road. John, back to you.
Harry, thank you very much for that. Yes, polling does often track what people think is a successful or not successful operation.
One of the more interesting splits that we're seeing in the polling when it comes to the U.S. military action in
Bro,
Iran is that between the
it's just carried by Republicans. It's unpopular. Bro, they're comparing you to Khamenei because of this fire writing. Wait, what, you've never seen this before?
overall public and those who are either currently or have served in the military. Take a look at this Fox News poll that came out.
Khamenei used to talk about how, you know, women is a flower, that kind of thing. Woman controls the home.
During the past week, net approval rating of the current U.S. military action against Iran. Look at that. Overall, Fox News shows a dead even split. But look at those who served in the military.
What?
Significantly higher support.
Yeah, I don't give a shit, man. Who gives a fuck? What a dumbass poll this is. Who fucking cares, dude? God, also, God, fucking troops are such chuds.
The U.S. military action currently going on in Iran at plus 20 points. That should not be so much of a surprise because take a look at how they view Trump's foreign policy overall. Again, look at those who served in the U.S. military versus overall. If you look at Trump's foreign policy...
By the way, I think the reason why they're doing it is because they're also trying to manufacture consent. They're like, see, you dumb libtards don't want it, but the troops want it.
Policy overall, the net approval rating on that per Fox News, those who served in the military, they like what's going on average. Look at that. The net approval rating plus 8 points for Trump's foreign policy. But look at those overall. Way, way down there at minus 20 points. We're talking about a nearly 30-point gap between those who served in the military and overall. And this split, when it comes to those who served in the military and overall, dates back to Trump's elections, all the way back to 2016. But let's look at the 2024 numbers. Look at this. 2024 results. Those who served in the military, Trump won them by, get this, 31 points. Kamala Harris actually won all other voters by 2 points. And that means, Johnny Berman, That means that Donald Trump only won in 2024 because of support from those who served in the military.
Whatever happened to Trump when he ran on the campaign trail, said that, the whole MAGA thing, remember that? Yeah. Make America Great Again? It wasn't really supposed to be going after country after country after country. I don't recall hearing that much on the campaign trail, but just look at the number of targets.
It's unbelievable that CNN is trying to do like troop polling here because they know, like, the first 4 minutes of this 8-minute video, Harry Enten is supposed to give you analysis, and normally you would bracket it off of Democrats, Independents, and Republicans. Instead, he came in and said, oh, among non-troops, it's unpopular, but among troops, it's popular. That is fucking disgusting. And it's not even troops, it's served in the military, so I assume it just means like vets. Chuds. You want to know why they did that? Because it's actually deeply unpopular amongst the independents, it's deeply unpopular amongst the Democrats, it's only popular amongst the Republicans. So they don't want to show it like that, so they're like, well, troops like it. Oh, okay, if the troops like it, it's fine then. If veterans like it, that must mean it's good. Like, the indication here is that they know better than we do. Not the average effete liberal doesn't know that war with Iran is good. So look at our fucking big, beautiful chud veterans.
Military actions in Trump's second term. There was, of course, Venezuela, Nigeria, Somalia. I mean, the list goes on. And now Cuba.
Yeah, he ran as an isolationist. He is the opposite of that. And that's actually why I think he's getting a lot of support from...
This doesn't even make sense. If Trump ran with anti-war slogans, it does make sense. It's only plus 20 instead of like fucking 85-15 because even amongst chud-ass veterans, they're not... It's only plus 20 for that reason. The only group where this is like overwhelmingly popular is Trump's own base. And yes, there are a lot of chuds who are fucking veterans that are also in Trump's stupid fucking base. So yeah, there's a lot of cattle. There's a lot of veterans in this community as well. They'll be the first to tell you. There's a lot of fucking chuds in the veteran class.
On the Hill, because this is this traditional neocon conservative belief of American interventionism, and he's doing exactly that.
And going past, beyond just your
more
typical
than that.
neocon.
Yeah,
that's no question about it. I think a lot of people will be surprised a year ago thinking to see what's happening right now.
While the Trump administration is committed to the war with Iran, many Americans are not. Demonstrators gathered in New York City, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, and San Francisco this weekend, calling on the White House to end the military action and pursue diplomacy with Iran instead. Some Iranian American demonstrators shared their fears of a prolonged war, worried the conflict would drag on indefinitely. Many voiced their relief that the Islamic regime and Ayatollah leadership may finally be at its end, but others insist that any political change in Iran must come from the Iranian people themselves to be sustainable.
The largest community of Iranian expatriates in the United States is rallying in Los Angeles. CNN's Julia Vargas-Jones was there earlier. So, Julia, how are people there reacting to the conflict?
Well, John, like any diaspora, there is a fragmentation of...
Let's find some more Shaw riders, bro. The money is being molested. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. This is Trump's favorite thing, though. He does love molesting the money. He's like, they won't let me molest the ladies. Okay, I did it too much. Now I'm on the Epstein list. So now the only thing I can molest is money. I love molesting money.
Ideas, but today what we saw here in the streets of Los Angeles was a celebration. Truly, people are thanking President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel for these strikes in Iran. They see this as a pivotal moment, an opportunity for the regime to fall. But we have spoken to a variety of people here in what is known as Tehrangeles. Take a listen to what they said.
Almost the same time I'm fighting against this regime, I was an anti-war activist. So that's very complicated. Of course, from the killing of the Khamenei, I am excited. I cannot hide my feeling. War with no Khamenei is better for everyone. But at the same time, I don't like the war.
So you would rather see this be wrapped up and be done now?
Yeah, right now that's already, we are moving forward. Khamenei is dead. That's a good thing.
Enough. Really? Well, kind of feels like your voice didn't matter even from the start. You were just you know, they played you, big dog. They fucking played you, big dog. They did not give a fuck about what you had to say. You just came out and put yourself out there for no reason. I'll never understand it. Oh my God, there were so many chatters. Remember in the lead up? Every day in the lead up to the armada surrounding Iran, every fucking chatters that I had to ban. What are you saying? I am from Tehran. This will be good. Oh my God. Oh my fucking God, brother. And I kept telling you, no, this shit is not going to be good. I'm glad that people are much faster now. People are much faster at coming to the, you know, the right conclusion. I feel like it took a lot longer for the Iraqis to realize that this American campaign was horrifying.
President Trump, although we're thankful to him, it took him a little bit of long time, and the Iranians lost a lot of lives. And I think now he has to finish it.
I never had so much mixed feeling in my life that I have right now. Because on one level, I want my country to be free and liberated. On another level, I am very sad when I see so many people of my countrymen are killed.
And John, we're here in a street where business after business has signs in English and in Farsi, not even close to a better visualization of how split this community is. Right here, we have pictures that activists say are of people who were killed by the regime in Iran with the word "Stop War" graffitied over it. That's how fragmented it all is here in this enormous community in Southern California, John.
Yeah, it really is very possible to have very complicated emotions all over this. Really interesting to hear from the people that you were speaking with there. Julius Vargas Jones, thank you so much for sharing your reporting.
How's that language gonna look a month out? We're very much in control. Dude, this is 2003 all over again. Like we'll just be in and out. It'll be a little bit longer. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe 3 months. But by 6 months we're out because you haven't even deteriorated the Iranian ballistic missile launch capabilities, dude. They've pummeled all of the American bases. Like, people really undermine this shit on the internet because I see both sides. I see like the pro IRGC accounts that are like, oh, look at this AI video of Tel Aviv getting nuked. It's like, that's not real. What the fuck's wrong with you? But then on the pro-America side, which is like most of OSINT, with the exception of like maybe 8 to 10 accounts, this is basically like the fucking Ukraine-Russia monitoring the situation stuff all over again. The American side is like tremendously overestimating the defenses of Ukraine. Oh, the spring counteroffensive is going to come anytime now. Ukraine is actually winning. Ukraine is actually winning. The Russian side is like the Russian OSINT Andes, like Russians with attitude or whatever, are like running around being like, oh, we actually totally did a tactical retreat from Kiev. This was by design, you see. We just wanted to see we just wanted to see it. We just wanted to touch the base real quick and then get back and retreat to eastern Ukraine. Now, of course, obviously, if you look at what's going on the battleground, if you look at the battle lines, it favors Russia, right? In this situation, I would say that like the Iranians are outperforming the expectations by a very wide margin. But it's, again, same shit. It's the same fucking shit. It's so strange that like the American side are like, you don't understand, our dicks are so hard. Oh, dude, in and out, dude. What the fuck? It's not that big of a deal. Oh, we've actually destroyed the Iranian launch capabilities. Like, they're done. We're actually destroying their missile silos. They're done. It's like, well, you have no evidence for this. The only evidence presented by the Israeli side or the American side is quite literally whatever we see from the Iranian news, which is like dead children. And the only evidence you have is your drone footage, and your fucking drone footage is dog shit. Like half of them are blowing up like single-use TELs that they have, thousands of. Like, these motherfuckers are whipping these things up in the back of a K truck. They're putting launchers on the back of a K truck and then taking it out of the cave systems and just launching fucking ballistic munitions. So it's very strange to to posture like this when the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Trump called political and said Cuba's going to fall and Zelensky's the obstacle of peace. He added something unexpected before the call moved on. Cuba's going to fall too, by the way. Yeah, he keeps saying it. I fucking hate it, dude. I hate it so much. Now, obviously, we're going to be in Cuba soon. I hope that this doesn't happen. My big fear is that he's going to want like an easy W, or what he perceives as an easy W. And he's going to try to do a fucking, he's going to try to do like a Venezuela style campaign in Cuba. And I hate that. I really hope they have weapons, man. I really, really hope they got enough fucking gear to defend themselves. Please don't go to Cuba. No, I'm going to Cuba. Motherfucker, I'm definitely going to Cuba. Unless they start the military campaign, I'm going to go to Cuba. What terrorism Cuba has ever done? Nothing. Nothing at all. Like, there's not even anything you can say that Cuba has done. We've done terrorism to Cuba nonstop. It hurts my fucking soul. They're going to wait until you're there, yeah, and then they're going to fucking kill me. Yeah, Cuba does terrorism by sending doctors everywhere, which the American government literally made illegal. The American government has gotten Jamaica and numerous other countries in Latin America to send away their doctors. They closed the fucking Cuban embassy in Ecuador. This whole like operation, Comprador Shield in South America is entirely designed around like making sure that every single Latin American country has right-wing neo-Nazis in charge. What would their excuse be for Cuba? What would there be the message to the U.S.? Nothing. He's hoping for a decapitation strike, probably. Or actually, there's reporting on this. He's hoping for an indictment. He went and told the DOJ, find something on the Cuban leadership. And the DOJ was like, there's nothing. Like there's literally nothing we can do. So they're trying to like craft a case, like a fake bullshit case against the Cuban leadership, drug trafficking charges or something like that. But there's no evidence whatsoever for it. Like nothing that they can lean into. But that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to do a Venezuela by probably try to extract the president. Bro, I was just trying to watch the WBC earlier, and they had some fucking dickhead behind home playing the anti-communism for Cuba sign, but made sure it was on the Fox broadcast. It's true. Both progressives and true America first conservatives should support this deal. Diplomacy and business deals with Cuba is the right path. Restoring America's freedom to travel and allowing Americans and Cuban entrepreneurs to work hard and profit is smart policy. Oh, 100%. That would be awesome. That would be the best. I just don't think he's going to do that. This would be the best. Japan's stock market is plunging. Yeah, that's not surprising. Japan's Nikkei stock plunges more than 6%. Yeah, they're dude. Wait, where did I read this? Is it true that Taiwan has 11 days of gas remaining in their reserves? Like 11 days. So in 11 days, Taiwan's out of fucking gas completely. That is so crazy. At least Japan has like 200 days worth of reserves for their oil. No, it's nutty. What do you do? New Zealand has about a month. And what do you do then? You're just done? There's just no more gas? Like, okay, no more production. What's happening in Japan and Taiwan? Okay, guys, in order for you guys to understand the significance of the Hormuz Strait, Taiwan calls in one China privilege. Yeah. Taiwan has 11 days of natural gas storage. It will shut down by next weekend. All those China is done in 2 weeks videos were just wrong about which China. There's only one China. Yeah, Taipei Times. Taiwan crude oil and gas reserves above minimum. Taiwan has enough crude oil for more than 100 days and sufficient natural gas reserves for more than 11 days. Both above the regulatory safety requirement. Wait, how is that? What? Am I crazy? So you're just fucked. The UK only has 1 or 2 days or weeks left. Yeah, so without the natural gas, you have no production. It will cripple the TSMC. Yes, because natural gas is used as like natural gas is not just used as like heat or something, right? It's not just for heating. It's used as like a what is it called? Starter. Like it's used for storing LNG and gasoline is a huge pain. That's the real issue, not crude oil. UK has 2 days. British newspaper The Guardian. The UK has gas reserves for only 2 days. Overall energy supply for this month is secure. The government is continuing efforts to ensure sufficient supply for next month. The ministry has been holding cross-ministry meetings in the executive yuan to ensure stable supplies of gas and crude. Taiwan receives about 30 natural gas shipments each month, of which 10 come from the Middle East, while the remaining 20 are from other regions. State-run CPC Corp Taiwan has implemented a dual stabilization mechanism, including oil price smoothing measures and lowest price principle among neighboring Asian economies to keep domestic fuel prices within a controlled range. Electricity prices will ultimately be decided by the Electricity Rate Review Committee. They got a few months of reserves, man. No way, 2 days. So the reason why, I mean, obviously, depending on what time of the year, you have more need for gas, depending on which time of the year you're in, right, for heating. But in Taiwan, I'm pretty sure you need the gas not just for like heating or whatever. You need it as like as a part of the productive process for the chip manufacturing. Okay, guys, stop sending me the fucking British article. I don't care about that. Strait of Hormuz has been closed for 8 days. Everyone thinks about oil is about what oil becomes. 90% of the world's sulfur comes from refining oil and gas. Close the Strait of Hormuz, and you don't just lose 20 million barrels of crude per day. You lose the feedstock for sulfuric acid, the single most produced chemical on Earth. Sulfuric acid is how we extract copper. It's how we extract cobalt. Without it, you can't make transformers, EV batteries, or the substrates inside every data center on the planet. I don't know how legit this is. Is this legit? Seems like a random PhD in the chemical industry. In the whole written history of the Strait, it has never been closed ever, said JP Morgan Chase analyst Natasha Kaneva. To me, it was not just the worst case scenario, it was an unthinkable scenario. And the mad lad did it, dude. The fucking mad lad did it. It's so funny that they were like, we have to kill the Iranian leadership, because if we don't kill the Iranian leadership, they will present a real danger to Israel by blowing Israel up. And they present a real danger to our Gulf allies by blowing our Gulf allies up. And God forbid, they might close the Strait of Hormuz. Well, congratulations, because you made them do it. You literally pushed them into a fucking corner, so much so that they did that shit. Spectacular W, sir. You, like, for years, Iran never closed the Strait of Hormuz. For years, Iran never pummeled every single fucking Gulf region that had American military bases. You kept pissing them off. They barely did a retaliatory strike on Qatar, on the Al Udeid Air Base. And they did some, they did some striking on Tel Aviv in the tit-for-tat 12-day war. But they just never did this shit. The last version of this, you go up the escalation ladder, and I guess the only thing that remains is blowing up the fucking oil refineries. It's just so weird. And everyone that has been for the last couple of days talking about how, the Gulf nation states are very mad at Iran, they're wrong. Okay? No, they're mad at America because they didn't give Iran billions of fucking dollars. Okay? They gave America billions of dollars. Why did they give America billions of dollars? So what is going on right now does not happen. Twofold. One, Israel doesn't dominate them too hard because now, they are a reliable ally to the United States of America. Two, they get to have American protection from other regional actors, whether it be Iran or even Israel. Both of those things are gone now. It was literally for this reason. And that was that was hundreds of billions of dollars in investment into American businesses with the hopes that expats come and run the show over there, which they do. That's the other side of the story. These countries cannot run without expats. I'm not talking about immigrant workers, okay? The racist equation. Expat means white guy or someone coming from a country that is already a developed country as opposed to like migrant workers. Because you got the nationals in the Gulf and you got the residents. Residents get bracketed off into engineers and also just like, people that work in sanitation and construction, the immigrant workers, okay? Most of these guys that run all of the fucking things that they need, like, the oil refineries and shit like that, are expats. They're like white guys. They're they're people that come from developed nations to Saudi Arabia, to the Gulf, to Dubai, all these places. They're going to fuck off because they're not going to want to get bombed. So who's going to control the economy at that point? Then you're gone. You're like, okay, well, you know, this was fine. I have a fairly decent life here, but I have kids here. And what is this? And woman, Hasan? Yeah, men and women. Thank you, Qatari cat. It's true. Men and women that go to the Gulf to work there. So they're going to leave. They're going to fucking leave because, yeah, it's Happy International Women's Day. You're right. Bodies in spaces. All of the Hank Hills will evacuate. Exactly. And their wives. So then you have no business whatsoever. So with the exception of like the UAE that basically demanded that this happen, right? With the exception of the UAE that wanted this, was begging for this to happen. Okay. Those sons of bitches over there. No one else in the Gulf wanted this to happen. And they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. And they're just like, well, what the fuck? We gave you so much money. You fucked us. You fucked us for Israel. We gave you money so Israel doesn't fuck us. We gave you money so we don't get bombed by Iran. Israel fucked us, and now we're getting bombed by Iran. And you fucked us too. You couldn't even defend your own goddamn bases. And you can write as many economist articles that you want to fucking write about how, oh, they actually are petitioning the American government to blow up Iran harder or whatever. That is bullshit. These guys don't love Iran, but they recognize that they have to live with Iran, especially all the other Gulf nations that are not the UAE, because they're also terrified of Israel. And they want at least some kind of sovereign Iran to exist in the region so that someone can push back against Israel when Israel is doing all this fuck shit. Iran just reduced every plane construction in Dubai to a white elephant. Too blessed to be stressed. Expat brunch class are going to be on the first flights out. Oh, 100%. These sweeping residential skyscrapers are currently under construction in Dubai. The twin towers of the Benghazi flare will rise to 34 stories and 40 stories respectively at Jumeirah Village Triangle. These projects will offer more than 1,300 new apartments when it completes in 2027. Trump is a man who has never seen consequences for fucking someone over. Perhaps they should have seen this coming. Yeah. I mean, he might still pull through because his fucking... Trump quoted to the Times of Israel that the decision to end the war will be a mutual decision between him and Bibi. Oh my God. Oh my God, he's so cucked. What the fuck is this? Oh my God, he literally controls the country. Oh my God, we've given him the country. Trump to Times of Israel, it will be a mutual decision with Bibi regarding when the Iran war ends. President clarifies he'll make the final call to end up at right time. Says he and Prime Minister working together to destroy the country would have destroyed Israel. The president asked whether he alone would decide when the war with Iran ends or if Netanyahu would also have a say. I think it's mutual a little bit. We've been talking. I'll make a decision at the right time. But everything's going to be taken into account. You have a surprising amount of Gulf viewers. Why is that surprising? The closer you are in proximity to Israel, the more you fucking hate Israel. So it makes sense. Oh yeah, he's so cucked. He's been constantly complaining about Isaac Herzog, must pardon Benjamin Netanyahu. Why is the Hormuz essential? Are there not other ports that oil can be shipped out of? No, because that's where all the supply is. I guess you could technically build pipelines. I believe that they have built some pipelines to transport it across to the other side of the Red Sea, but that's where all the refineries are. That's where all the oil is. That's where all the gas is, in the Persian Gulf. So that's it. Also, Hormuz is not a port. It's a strait. Some of y'all need to look at a map every now and then. It's not a port at all. It's just the Strait of Hormuz is a choke point, okay? It's a choke point. It's like 20 to 30 kilometers wide from one side to the other. It's a kill zone. If Iran decides to close it, they can close it. They can close it with, they can close it by mining it if they want to. I don't think even need to. But basically, that's where a big chunk of all the oil and gas that transports to the eastern countries, that's where they come from. That's where they have to go through. Yeah, this is where all the oil is, for the record. The refineries are. This is where Iran is, Big Daddy Iran. And on the other side of Saudi Arabia is obviously the Red Sea. So they could technically create pipelines and transport the barrels of oil, but it's just not as efficient because oil tankers are the most efficient mechanism of transport. It's It's much, you can put a fuck ton. You can move a lot of oil and gas with a tanker. New numbers in the oil supply shock so far is now 5x the size of 1978. Yeah, the problem is Americans don't eat that as hard. I mean, they do, obviously. It will still reflect in the American prices as well, but it won't be as bad. Because in 1978, we didn't have fracking. We have our own energy independence now. Also, pipelines, just like tankers, are quite exposed against zillions of drones and missiles. Sure. The footage no one will publish, Israel air defenses. This is from the 12-day war. This is old. But yes, they have defenses literally in residential areas. Yes, they don't want to show it. This is one of the only images you've ever seen that of a... Lindsey Graham says he was received instructions directly from Benjamin Netanyahu saying they're going to completely collapse and destroy Iran. Oh my God.
Before Trump said you can't have a nuclear weapon, you can't do this. Now we're finally doing something about it. So we're going to stick with it. I talked to Bibi this morning. They're all in. This regime's going to collapse. It's not if, it's when. And the day that happens, the world will be safer.
You see this from reform in the UK and UAE? I know, they do this all the time, bro. This is like the UAE is responsible for so much Islamophobia. The UAE literally funds Tommy Robinson. They're disgusting, dude. I don't even want to talk about it. They're psychotic, bro. I don't understand how the other Gulf nations don't just like slap them around a little bit to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Most expensive gas station in LA? Spotted in downtown LA. That's not the most expensive gas station. This is not downtown Los Angeles. This is Beverly Hills. Ironically enough, it's in Beverly Hills. So that all of the people saying, oh, President Trump, thank you, Bibi Netanyahu, thank you. You made my gasoline $8.21. President Trump, thank you so much. You kill my relative in Tehran, but it's okay. You make the price of oil so much. But now I can have Kubi Day in Tehran. Strait of Hormuz also provides the world with fertilizer and will impact food prices as well. It's crazy how they didn't think this through.
In the past couple of days, the war in Iran has rapidly expanded. Instead of retaliating directly, Iran reacted to the American and Israeli air campaign by launching attacks.
Lan Kubi'de nedir mi? Köfte oğlum lan. İranlıların köftesi işte. Onlar Kubi'de diyor, biz köfte diyoruz abi. You are literally repeating shit that's essentially my family saying. It's so fucking accurate and annoying. Lamau.
Military and non-military targets across the region, destabilizing not just the Middle Eastern, but now global economy, with Qatar's energy minister warning on Friday morning that, unless the war winds down very soon, global oil prices could go as high as $150 a barrel, and, quote, bring down the economies of the world. So, in this video, we thought we'd take a look at how the war in Iran is already affecting the global economy, and how much worse it could get. On the night of the 2024 US election, Donald Trump told his supporters that God had saved his life for a reason, alluding to the assassination attempt on his life a few months earlier. In the latest edition of Too Long, we explore how faith-fueled populism, from Donald Trump to Vladimir Putin,
the fuck is this?
Off last week, and especially since it started to look like it might last a while,
TLDR is shit. I know this because I watch it. I mean, they're liberals, but I mean, this is pretty basic explaining.
Surged. Brent crude, the global benchmark for oil prices, has gone from about $70 a barrel last month to over $85 at the time of writing. This sort of
Tel Aviv in utter chaos? Is this actually real? I can't, dude, everything I see from Tel Aviv is fake usually. It sucks.
States the severity of the increase as well, because oil is priced in dollars, and the dollar has also surged as investors flock to traditional safe assets to hedge against this new political risk. The so-called dollar index, for instance, which measures the strength of the dollar against a basket of other currencies, has risen by 3 points in the past week or so.
Where my fucking Israelis at, bro? Where my Israelis at? What's happening, bro? What's happening on the home front? Are y'all in the fucking bunkers? What's going on? How's the mood over there? The 8 anti-Zionist Jews that are in the fucking from Israel that are in the community. It's just, there is crazy censorship in Israel, by the way. You have a much harder time getting information, getting accurate information from Israel than you do fucking Iran right now. Which is wild because like they also obviously don't have internet in Iran either. Big dog, you got 14 in here now. Damn, the number of anti-Zionist Jews in Israel has increased. That's almost double, dude. What the fuck? I used to say 7. Now it's 14. Y'all doubled? That's crazy. Unless it's Mossad. Half is Mossad, half is the anti-Zionist Israelis.
Similarly, European natural gas prices have nearly doubled, rising from 30 euros per megawatt hour to more like 50 euros at the time of writing. Although things are still nowhere near as bad.
Nothing going on here. Sorry, man. No, but like, how has the bombing been? Is it happening? Is it not happening? Because I've heard from some Israelis about how like the response time has gone down to like 2 minutes, sometimes not at all. And oh damn, we got 15 now. Mossad.
They were after Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Jet fuel prices have followed a similar trajectory, reaching a 4-year high on Thursday. This is largely because Iran has effectively shut down the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway between the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman that is the only sea passage from the Persian Gulf to the open ocean, and thus how most Middle Eastern hydrocarbon exports get to the rest of the world. To give you a sense of quite how important the strait is for global energy markets, last year about 20% of all oil consumed globally went through the strait, with the majority going to markets in Asia. Anyway, when the war broke out last week, insurance costs spiked and traffic fell, but there was still some oil getting through. However, when Iran started actively targeting tankers a couple of days ago, traffic effectively fell to zero, with dozens of oil-laden tankers now sitting idle in the Persian Gulf. Trump has tried to get things moving again by offering insurance backstops and naval escorts, but this hasn't worked so far. To make matters worse, Iran has also started actively targeting energy infrastructure in nearby countries. Earlier this week, for instance, Iranian drone attacks halted all natural gas production in Qatar and forced a suspension of operations at Saudi Arabia's largest oil refinery, Ras Tanura. This has also caused other countries to preemptively stop production, because there's less damage to repair if infrastructure is hit when it's not actively carrying oil or gas. Iraq, for instance, which typically accounts for about 5% of global oil production, recently suspended exports via a pipeline that runs to the port of Ceyhan in Turkey and would have provided an alternative export route. To make matters even worse, the disruption to global energy markets has triggered a wave of so-called energy nationalism, with countries halting exports to guarantee domestic supply. Thailand suspended all oil exports on March the 1st. China ordered its largest oil refineries to halt diesel and petrol exports on March the 5th, and a couple of Indian refiners have also halted exports, presumably at the request of the Indian government. The risk...
Please talk about the farmers, man. What farmers?
Here is that this snowballs. Energy nationalism means more disruption to supply, which leads to more energy nationalism, etc. Anyway, that's energy. On to the second risk that the war poses to the global economy: disruption to global food markets.
This is actually not a bad video at all.
As we learnt a couple of years ago, when energy prices go up, food prices usually go up as well, because energy is a significant input in food production. But the war in Iran is extra bad for global food markets because quite a lot of the specific risk at play here, namely that increases in energy and food prices push up headline inflation, which triggers interest rate hikes, which could trigger a financial crisis. For context, as you might already know, for the past couple of years, there's been a lot of talk about how, from certain angles, the US economy looks a bit bubbly and might thus be at risk of some sort of financial crisis. We're not going to go into whether the US economy is actually a bubble right now, not least because that would require another video in itself. But the point we want to make here is that one of the things that's calmed investors' nerves is that, for the past couple of years, the US and other big economies have been cutting interest rates in response to falling inflation. This has calmed nerves, because historically financial crises usually happen when rates are going up, because that effectively makes it more expensive to borrow and thus increases the risk of debt-related crises. It's often forgotten today, but this is sort of what happened before 2008. In large part thanks to a rise in global energy prices, inflation rose steadily throughout the early 2000s, pushing central banks to hike interest rates, which basically peaked in 2007, just before the crisis. To be clear, we're not saying this is going to happen at all. But rate hikes would bring new risks, especially when parts of the so-called private credit market are already looking very shaky. As we mentioned earlier, the latest edition of Our Magazine 2
for the new harvest, no fertilizer, extremely high prices will cause low yields and cause bankruptcy. Farmers have already been choosing suicide over this around the world in light of increasing corporate farming. This will cause global food insecurity in September if the current planting time is missed because of this war and delay in fertilizer exports. There should be an intense global diplomatic effort to make sure Trump doesn't use nukes. He's crazy enough to do it. We'll get frustrated and desperate as this thing drags on. And he has a lunatic end timers in his ear who will encourage him. Yes. Yesterday, RGC Aerospace Force was observed launching missiles from Esfahan Missile Base. The above-ground structure of the base were bombed 3 times during the 12-day war, and the underground tunnels and tunnel entrances were bombed once by F-35s, 2 separate times by B-2 bombers and bunker buses in the past week alone. Yet somehow this base is still operational and continuing to launch missiles just 2 days after it was last attacked. Yeah, this is the thing I don't understand. We can literally see this fucking base, and it's just still keeps blasting missiles into orbit. This is one of the fixed position ones. And I don't even understand how, I don't understand, what it's built with. Maybe they do have, unobtainium. Super concrete composite.